great having you all here. This is Terrence Bronson with Go Ahead First. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday. I want to start out by stating, the obvious that a lot of times we, as a community or as individuals or as business owners, or we decide to procrastinate and not move forward with specific goals and things that we might have for whatever reason. Um, but going forward, we're gonna jump in head first, and we want to start these businesses. I've never in life seen personally anyone walk through the steps of establishing a business step by step. So I wanted to do that. I thought it would be a, a benefit for our community. And we're going to start by, going and getting with the Secretary of State. I'm in Arkansas. Some of you might state it being as Arkansas. But we're going to start with the process. Most businesses, like I said, it requires being registered with the state. It requires business licenses, of course, as well. An EIN, which is an employer identification number, and then also, normally the operating agreement, and those documents are necessary to open bank accounts. So, with further ado, we're gonna move forward. We're gonna jump on in. So we're gonna go down here to the business services here. One thing that I always try to do um, in the first process is make sure that the business that I'm looking for or the name that I want to come up with is not already used. Um, a lot of times, some of us get hung up on the name. Um, I just want to show you all how to go through that. It's basically going through a query down here at the business entity search to make sure, and then of course each business has a filing number, but to make sure that the business is not currently active. Um, and so you can keep some of these filters empty, but you can search by like a registered agent. You can search by the registered agent city or state, or as well the filing number. We're just going to go in here and just put in a name. And the name that I'm actually going to use for this purpose is Jack to Jack. And we're going to hit search. When we go down here and hit search, we're going to sit here and let it populate and search to see if this name is being used. It'll let us know if it's been used or if it hadn't been used. And so we go is, I don't know what just happened here. That was strange. Go here and it says there was an error with the request. Um, so let's see if I put another name in that I know has been used, um, and see if it populate some businesses under there. I'm gonna go to search here, and if you notice, we had several businesses come up in different cities in Arkansas, West Fort, Fort Smith, Bryant, and they all have a common feature. Highly favored LLC. You got highly favored ministries. You have highly favored styles. And so one of the things that you don't want to do is make the mistake by choosing a name that has been used or is pretty close to another business name, because if it's not unique or whatever, it will get kicked out. And then if you get kicked out, you're starting through this whole process again, and it's definitely not something you want. So we just wanted to do that to kind of give you an idea of a problem that you could run into. Um, but going forward, we're going to go into the process of business search. So you will go up there, like I said again, you can go back and you can go to the business search from the beginning. And I would jump over to this page, but we're going to go and go to a domestic LLC. It's going to be pretty redundant. Um, and the reason why we're going to be redundant is because I guess it's easier and smoother for us to go through the process. But when we do a domestic LLC, I'm not an attorney, and of course you can of course meet with representation or someone that does this to ask other questions or legal questions. But I've filed like several businesses over the years, and I've done it myself, and I just kind of like wanted to walk you through this process. But when you go into file for your business, of course, there's an act or some policy that's required to go through, and you come with an entity name. And for these purposes, we're going to use Jack to Jack LLC, and then of course, without this whole process, it gives you the abbreviations between different types of businesses. But of course, you had to have LLC added to the end of this. You just follow the directions there. You also have to put in your principal information. Um, so that's when referring to like the business name, where it's located. I put in an address, and like I said, this is just for purposes of getting it done. Put in an address. You put in a city. You put in a zip code. Of course, we're in the United States, or I'm in the United States. Some of you all may be in other countries, so that's also a different situation with different countries. You might have different things there. But of course, I put in a phone number and I put in an email. The registered agent, you would have to put in a registered agent. Normally, the registered agent essentially um, get with like for example you have franchise taxes or you have some mail that comes in that's equivalent or important to the business. The registered agent will go there. It can be another business if you like for that to be a registered agent. um, but like I said here, read, you see where it says read the following before proceeding with the section. You can have a business name or it can be an individual. So for this purpose, we're going to use Willie D as registered agent. Like I said, I use redundant addresses to like see you go through that process. Um, and then of course the zip code, city, state, phone number, and address. Also, we're going to get out here to your organizers and officers. This part I'm going to have to fill out. Um, you have members and you have managers of the business. Some of us actually are members. You have a different type of filings with businesses. You have of course, we talk about this later, but you have a S corp and you have C corps. C corps and S corps have a different number of members and have different um, um, benefits of being a S corp and a C corp for tax purposes. But of course, we'll talk about that later for tax accounting purposes. But um, we go in and we're going to put in a name uh, that I came up with. First name, sorry. Um, and for this purpose, we're going to make Miss BB the organizer. And I'm going to go down here. I'm going to save that officer. All right, so you see it here, it pops up. But not only do we have to have an officer here, we have to have a member or a manager. So again, we're going to go back in here. It can be a business name or individual, but we want to make it an individual. And we're going to make this individual Todd Beal. And again, we're going to make him um, the member. So we're going to put him, plug in a city. Then we're going to plug in a zip code. I'm going to save this officer as well. Once we get that, we're going to go down and we have a submitter contact information. And again, I stated we will be very redundant. We're going to use Jack to Jack LLC. We plugged all that information in. We're going to put email address, phone number again. Just make sure that the things that are got asterisks beside them, they are filled in and completed. And then your annual report contact information. And again, this is for in order for the company annual franchise taxes. I believe here in Arkansas, if they're not late, I think it's $150 per year. If they're late, there's fees on that, and then of course over time it draws interest as well. So I think franchise taxes, I think it's every September or October that they come out. I think maybe each state varies. But again, you plug in addresses, your phone numbers, emails, and then here at the signature, to not be fraudulent or whatever, it has to be someone that's authorized to make the signature there. And we're just going to put BB Dixon there. Effective date. You read the directions, you affirming that this is accurate and correct. I actually made a boo-boo because we got to put Ms. Dixon here. And we could actually put Jack to Jack here. But nevertheless, go in here, hit submit. Once you hit submit, it's loading now. It should go through to the next page. You can choose your different files, where you want a PDF and everything. I'm just going to choose to go next. When you go to next, you'll see that it breaks down. And of course, we did a domestic LLC, but the filing information, the filing act, the officers, the registered agent, all the details there. You make sure you go over that really well. And then, of course, once you feel okay and fine with that, you would hit next again. And you should go to your payment, whether you're paying with a card or you're just going to do a subscription or whatever the case may be. You go to continue. I'm sorry, there's an error there. You go to continue, and then once it go over, it'll give you options to pay. The fee for the base payment is $40, and then the other fee for the service fee is $5. So it's $45 to get that done. I wanted to go over that with you all. Again, I appreciate the opportunity to, be an impact to the community. I would like for you all to subscribe and also like and then hit the notification bell at the bottom. If there's any questions or comments or concerns that you might have or questions you might have, feel free to reach out to us here at Go Ahead First. Again, have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And like I said, here we're going to go ahead first. We're going to press forward, and here's a space for us all to learn from one another. You all have a blessed day.